Secretary, Ministry of Civil Aviation, Samir Kumar Sinha ji, Chairman, FICCI Civil Aviation Committee and President MD Airbus India, Jürgen Westermeier, and all the important dignitaries that are here from the aviation side, the stakeholders, Airport Authority of India, officials from the Ministry of Civil Aviation, officials from the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and people who have come both within the country and outside the country, making this two-day Wings India 2026 a grand success. Once again, my heartiest congratulations to each and every one of you. Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I would like to congratulate and personally thank each and every participant here at Wings India 2026 for making it the biggest and most impactful edition of Wings ever held in this country. I must say that the energy, even though we started with a very unfortunate incident that happened yesterday, and my condolences also to the families who have lost their lives in the unfortunate incident. But even then, the energy at the event, the enthusiasm and the engagement that we have witnessed over the last 2 days has been truly inspiring. I'm extremely grateful to the Honorable Prime Minister of the country, Shri Narendra Modi ji, for sharing his vision of an inclusive, innovative and integrated aviation ecosystem through his video message yesterday. Indian skies under his transformative leadership are full of colors, full of confidence, and now looking at all of you, it is full of capability. And Wings India is not just any other exhibition that we are doing. It is a statement of confidence and a statement of capability, and a statement of commitment also to collaborate for shaping the future of global aviation. By fostering open dialogue among global leaders, CEOs, and government authorities, we aim to explore opportunities not only for India, but for the global aviation sector. No aircraft, this is all understandable for all the technical people that understand aviation. No aircraft can soar in isolation. It requires the right pressure, it requires the right atmosphere and a steady lift to fly. Just like that, Wings India is creating that collective lift where governments, industry and innovators, they all collaborate and rise together. We don't just want to fly far. The concept in the country is not only to fly far and high, but it is that we want to fly together. A profound Vedic verse continues to guide our worldview in today's evolving world order. Sangacha advam samvad advam sam vo manamsi janatam. Walk together, speak together, let us all move collectively in harmony. Today, India represents the wings of 140 crore people aspirations. And it is the visionary leadership of our Prime Minister that it is providing the lift that is required beneath the wings, which is ensuring a steady, stable and seamless flight for Viksit Bharat 2047. With a median age of 29 years and a rapidly expanding middle class of nearly 500 million people. And if you look at this number, this is equal to the combined population of both United States and Russia. 500 million people of middle class, and India today represents the most youthful, ambitious and aspiring economy. And our doors are open, our policies are stable and our spirit is resolute. In 2024, India successfully hosted the second Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation, where 29 nations have come together to unanimously adopt the Delhi Declaration. It was a strong endorsement of India's leadership in shaping regional aviation consensus. And in 2025, after a gap of 42 years, India hosted the IATA General Meeting with over 1,500 global aviation leaders echoing the momentum of India's aviation growth. And in 2026, we are gathered here at Wings India, which is India's most prestigious and Asia's largest civil aviation event. More than 200 foreign delegates from 20 odd countries, over 150 exhibitors, 7,500 business visitors, nearly 1 lakh general visitors. This is going to be the biggest and the best Wings event that we have ever held in this country. Over 500 B2B and B2G meetings, and we also have 31 plus aircrafts on display. And the theme that we have selected for this year's Wings India 2026 is Indian aviation paving the future from design to deployment, manufacturing to maintenance, inclusivity to innovation, and safety to sustainability. And this theme in itself is a declaration of an intent. It reflects India's transformation from a fast-growing market into an integrated and globally influential aviation ecosystem. Under the aspiring and ambitious leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, India is no longer content with merely flying aircrafts. We are determined to design them. We are determined to manufacture them. And we are determined to maintain them. And even important, we are also determined to finance them. And I am pleased to note that on display here at Wings India, the Made in India HAL Dhruv civil helicopter is a pride not only for civil aviation but for the entire country. And Made in India Hindustan 228 Dornier aircraft, Made in India trainer aircraft Hansa NG, and the SJ100 which is soon to be expected to be manufactured in the country. So we have made quite a tremendous progress in what seemed to be a bottleneck in this country is how are we going to ensure a strong manufacturing ecosystem in the country. And today we have seen the display of all these things that if India puts its heart and mind into it, then we are very much in the capability of achieving it. These are the outcomes of clear and consistent vision under the impactful leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister. I'd also like to welcome Batti Vikramarka Garu, Senior Leader and Deputy Chief Minister from Telangana, who has graced this event. Can you? Please join us. Let it be trade, talent, or technology, Indian skies today are brimming with infinite possibilities. Such is the scale and speed of our growth, and during the duration of my speech itself, you will see that Indian airports would have handled 13 to 15,000 passengers. Just in a span of 15 minutes, India as a country is handling 13 to 15,000 passengers. And this is because in the last 11 years, we have doubled the strength of our airports from 74 to 164. And we are on the way to double these set of airports to up to 350 in the next coming 20 years. And since I have assumed the responsibility of this sector, in the last 18 months itself, 12 new airports and new terminal buildings have been inaugurated. It is an unprecedented growth story which has been enabled by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, whose core mantra has been that aviation in this country has to be inclusive. Since 2016, 92 airports have been developed and made operational under the revolutionary UDAN scheme, which is Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik scheme. Importantly, 55 unutilized and unserved airstrips have been revived and converted into operational airports through unlocking connectivity in regions that were earlier off the aviation map. And the impact has been quite significant. Over 1.5 crore passengers have benefited from the UDAN flights so far, with more than 3.17 lakh flights which have started operations under this scheme. And building on this success, the government has announced a modified UDAN scheme with an aim to connect 120 new destinations across the country and to facilitate 4 crore passengers over the next 10 years. So earlier the UDAN scheme was envisioned for 10 years, but because of the tremendous success that we have seen, the central government is extending it for another 10 years. Operationalizing airports at every 45 days in the last 11 years, we have created capacity ahead of the demand and the industry is very well responding to it. 3 new airlines are set to become operational, while existing carriers have placed orders for nearly 100 aircraft annually over the next 15 years. And I'm very happy to see that even with these 1,700 orders yet to be coming in, Air India has gone ahead and placed orders with Boeing and Airbus for more flights also today. And as per a study done by the Center for Asia Pacific Aviation, the requirement of aircraft operating in India would exceed 5,000 by 2050. And to meet the demands of these expanding fleets, new airlines and rising connectivity is all the more important. India will require, just the number of flights that are going to come into the ecosystem, India will require up to 30,000 pilots coming into the ecosystem in the next 15 years. And that is why we are transforming our training ecosystem as well. We have launched a performance-based ranking framework, first time in the country, to improve the standards of flying training organizations. FTOs are ranked based on their measurable outcomes like training quality, safety compliance, and infrastructure. We are also meeting the numbers. In 2025, India issued an all-time high of 1,628 commercial pilot licenses. And to further strengthen in the pipeline, I have granted permissions for 5 new flying training organizations, taking the total number of FTOs to 40 and the number of bases to up to 60. And our objective is clear and firm that Indian pilots are going to be trained in India, flying aircrafts made in India, and aircrafts that are maintained in India. And we are strategically creating an ecosystem to lease, maintain, and manufacture in the country itself. To encourage onshore leasing, we have enacted the Protection of Interest in Aircraft Objects 2025, aligning India's leasing with the global standards. It has effectively reduced the leasing cost by 8 to 10% for Indian carriers. And in addition, Gift City in Gujarat, envisioned by the Honorable Prime Minister, offers an enabling leasing ecosystem with one-stop hub for law firms, insurance companies, banks, IT service providers, and OEMs to strengthen the leasing industry. We have also encouraged onshore leasing by strengthening the MRO ecosystem. It has helped address the preference of lessors for overseas facilities. Legislative measures have also strengthened the sector. The Bharatiya Vayuyan Adhiniyam in 2024, which has provided a framework for onshore design and manufacture and maintenance of aircraft. And many significant MRO developments have taken place in the country. Air India's MRO facility that is going to come up in Bengaluru Airport, Indigo's MRO center that's going to come up in Bengaluru, and Airworks facility at Bhubaneswar, and India's first wide-body jet engine MRO by Lufthansa is also coming in Bengaluru, and the recent Safran's engine MRO facility at Shamshabad, Hyderabad. These are all examples on how MRO ecosystem has been given a preference in the country. We have been working to build the entire ecosystem around aviation to make this country truly powerful in the global aviation sector. And along with the MRO, major OEMs are now sourcing great chunks of their aircraft component requirements from India. You would have seen one Airbus 220 flight which has been parked here on the apron. The doors that are being built for the Airbus 220 are manufactured in this country. So every Airbus A220 that you would be seeing flying across the world will carry the doors that are manufactured in India. And we are steadily moving up the value chain with projects like Airbus H125 helicopter assembly line, H130 helicopter fuselages, Boeing Apache fuselages, and Lockheed Martin helicopter cabins, Falcon 2000 business jets, and I'm confident by the next Wings India, we are also going to see Made in India SJ100 also in the display here today, and we are putting a lot of firm expectations on our HAL also to get this outcome. And on that note, I'd like to highlight that we are also rapidly soaring ahead with regards to new age mobility technologies like drones and also advanced air mobility. 100% FDI is permitted in autonomous systems and electronic aviation. The DGCA has issued detailed guidelines for vertiport commissioning, airworthiness certification of eVTOLs, and air taxi licensing. And the future is already taking flight. In Meghalaya, Tech Eagle's hybrid eVTOL is delivering life-saving medicines across 25 kilometers in under 25 minutes by reducing a 4-hour road journey to a matter of minutes. So for the common man, what kind of difference aviation can bring with adoption of new technologies like drones and eVTOLs we are going to see in the coming decade. The E-Plane company, which has been incubated in IIT Madras, is planning 788 eVTOL air ambulances across the country, making emergency response up to 7 times faster during the critical golden hour. And I must say that India looks at sustainability as the key to future competitiveness at a global level. Because with global air transport demand projected to grow at 4.3% annually over the next 2 decades, sustainable aviation will be a differentiator in the leadership that we offer. Drawing on global best practices, the Ministry of Civil Aviation has formulated a draft SAF policy to provide clarity, certainty and confidence to the industry. We are working towards 1% SAF blending by 2027, 2% by 2028 and 5% by 2030, which is aligned with the CORSIA's mandate for carbon neutral growth in civil aviation. With a collective production capacity of 8 to 10 crore liters per annum, we are even positioning ourselves when it comes to sustainable aviation fuel, not only as a domestic consumer, but also a global exporter. In addition, we are also leveraging artificial intelligence and creating digital twins at our airports to optimize airport planning and real-time operations. And I have seen over the last 18 months that one small technological change that you can bring at the airport level, the kind of service experience it can change for a passenger, especially the DigiYatra entry systems that we have, has given a tremendous boost for smoothness in entering the airports and boarding the aircraft. And many other services like this, I'm seeing a lot of startups, passionate people trying to come into aviation and design these technologies, which are much better than the global standards that we are seeing today. And my focus for the next 3 to 5 years is going to be how do you enable this ecosystem so that the new startups, the new technologies that are coming in are going to find base in the airports today, because it is up to the point, it is at the point right now that India has to lead in all the things at a global level. We have just seen the awards being presented to some of the people. They are all working excellently in their fields, let it be airports, in the airlines, the services, the manufacturing, MRO, ground handling, what you name it, you are having the best in the country right now. But your dream should be not only to get these awards in Wings India, where we are being differentiated between the country itself. You should be leading the lot in the whole world. I want the Indian companies, the Indian airports, the Indian OEMs, the Indian service providers in civil aviation need to be getting these awards at a global level. That should be the aim for all of us from now on. And with this momentum, the responsibility and the sense of shared purpose we have converged here at Wings India in Begumpet, from translating conversations into collaborations and from intent to impact. So this is very, very important for all of us that we carry on the conversations that we had today. It has been great energy that I have seen. And yesterday I was there here till 12 o'clock in the night. I was going around the planes, looking at the planes, because this is something which is going to be a game changer for us tomorrow. The manufacturing ecosystem is growing with a lot of potential in the country, and people from outside are looking at India not only to look at the global demand that is coming up, but to become a base for international market. They want to manufacture here, and from here they want to export to the world. And I'm very happy that the kind of success that we are seeing, it is not just me or the officials at Ministry of Civil Aviation or the government of India that is claiming the reward for this success. If you are saying that India civil aviation is at so-and-so status, it is because of the support the state governments and the private industry and all the other PSUs who are involved in this sector, the combined efforts and each and every one of them. If you are celebrating the success of one single individual here, it is the celebration of each and everyone who has participated here deserves the credit for all the success this country is seeing. And it is with this intention that we have to go forward. And before I conclude, I would like to draw your attention to the Wings India transition slide behind me. You are seeing this picture right here. You will notice something remarkable. This has been when they were designing, I wanted to specifically put this. Along with the women technician depicted in the MRO, the slide features 4 women professionals across different aviation roles. This is the vision we have for aviation in India, where we need to have more women participation. I'm seeing when it comes to the airline crew, that is where we see youth participation coming in. But another proud figure that we can claim is 15% of our pilots are now women. And if you look at the global average, it is just 5%. But we have to see women coming into this industry at all levels. Each and every aspect, each and every workforce segment that we have in aviation needs to see this sector open up for women. So I would request all the people who are involved to encourage more women into this. India aspires for a collective flight, one that is more inclusive for every citizen of the world. I invite you all to spread your wings and glide through. And as I conclude, I would like to place on record my heartfelt appreciation for each and everyone, all the organizing partners and my team from Ministry of Civil Aviation. This is just not, we can't just claim it to be the biggest civil aviation event in Asia unless we put in that kind of effort. So all the people who have put in to make this such a great event, I would like to once again use this stage to congratulate all of them. And special appreciation and thanks to the government of Telangana who have unwaveringly supported us and the partnership that they have provided us in hosting this Wings India at this iconic Begumpet airport, a place that symbolizes both aviation heritage and future ambition. And also FICCI and all the other organizations who have been together, who have been behind this to enable us to have the event at this scale, and all the other forces that have driven this Wings India 2026. I thank each and every one of you for coming here and making this a grand success for this. I'll be waiting for you next in 2028 to meet you all again. I'm sure that many of the things that we have talked about here, we are going to achieve the outcomes, and at that stage we are going to see much stronger participation, not only from players inside the country but outside the country also. And I keep our ministry completely open to each and every one. I'm sure you are all excited that the minister is here, the secretary is here, all the important delegation from Ministry of Civil Aviation is here. So you feel excited that we'll get a chance to explain our story, explain our contributions, explain our future concepts to them. But I can tell you that this engagement that we have started here is not going to end here with the end of the event. It is continuously going to be there, and we are continuously going to engage with each and every one of you. Small idea or big idea, I am assuring that you will get all the support you need from the Ministry of Civil Aviation. So all the startups and all the youngsters, I've seen a lot of youngsters come in huge numbers this time, exploring what the aircrafts are like, exploring what other career options are there in aviation, exploring the stalls and seeing what the future technologies are going to provide us opportunities with. And that is the main intention also. We want to bring in the passionate youngsters into aviation. Aviation is not a subject that you'll finish your engineering or you'll finish your masters and then you'll choose that, oh, I want to go into aviation now. Aviation is such a subject that when you're a kid and you're coming out playing in the garden and you are seeing a plane fly through above your head and you're saying, one day I want to be in that plane, I want to do something with that plane, that is when the passion is instilled in that kid. Sometimes it happens that the passion just dies off, but we want to pick that passion at that age itself. We want to pick those kids who are so passionate about coming into aviation. We want to take that passion forward, because if India has to lead the globe, it is those children, it is those passionate children who are studying, might be studying in Hyderabad, might be studying in remote areas of Meghalaya, might be studying in Lakshadweep Islands, might be studying in the Himalayas. But these are the people who are going to take the aviation forward, and it is with that intention that we have done this Wings India show. And thank you for all the energy and the commitment that you have all brought here together. And special thanks to the announcements also that have been made here. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for the remarkable address and for